Hello everybody, and a very warm welcome to Crafters TV. Thanks for joining us. My name is Ben Moseby. Good to see you. It is Sunday, just gone 5 o'clock here in the UK. Where are you? Midday Eastern, 9 AM Pacific, and we are here for some more brand new recorded content. Hopefully you're getting the gist of this by now. Every single Saturday and Sunday at this time, we bring you new recorded content. It's a craft along basically, where we feature some of our favourite projects and products, and we give you the opportunity to be able to craft along with us. These are always done, as you guys know, in real time. So if you've seen the details up on the socials, maybe you're crafting along with us. That would be amazing. But if not, you can obviously bookmark this show and come back at a later date and do it in your own time. Or if indeed you haven't got the product that we're featuring in this show, this is going to be all about shimmer sprays. You can pick them up in the show, and then when yours get delivered, you've got the opportunity to come back and craft along with this show. I will take you through the deal in just a little while, and also tell you what your little free treat is today as far as our 12 days of Craftmas is concerned. But before that, let's say hello to the chap who is going to be leading the craft along today and giving you all the inspiration and ideas. It is the one and only, I'm laughing because I love his jumper, it's Mr. Craig Laird with his polar bear jumper.
It's got the polar bear jumper back on again today for the Sunday show, of course. All about the shimmer. We're going to be playing with the Shimmer Spray. Now this is what we're going to be making. But what we're going to do, Ben, is we are going to have a little bit of a play beforehand. So we're going to use some other colours, see what colours look well. I am going to use those four colours in the end.
Yeah.
However, because we've got a nice selection of the shimmer sprays, let's just have a little bit of a play and see what different looks that we can get.
Okay.
Now, if you want to be making exactly what I'm going to be doing here, what I've done is I've just put on shimmer sprays because we're just going to have a little bit of a play, as I say. We're going to be using the Many Congrats. That is your seasonable sentiment stamp and die set. You're going to need your Noir Black waterproof ink pad. You're going to need some watercolour card. You're going to be needing some black card, 7x7 card blank because we're going to chop it down. And then the additional items that we're going to be needing is we're going to be using the Gemini Mini, we're going to use a guillotine, we're going to use our stencil and stamp platform, heat tool, paintbrush, low tack tape, foam pads, and then glue, your tacky glue as well. As always, the adhesives, nice little selection. You might choose to use different adhesives, that's entirely up to yourself. But if you want to make exactly what I'm going to be doing, that's the things you're going to need.
Excellent stuff. And if you haven't yet got the shimmer sprays, let's show you the shimmer spray bundle. Now, the only thing I will say here, it's not quite the complete bundle that we brought you initially. There is no gold dust. But you get all of the other colours. So disregard this one here, but you'll get all of the other colours within this bundle. And obviously we've rejigged the price just to show that. But what's brilliant about this particular board here is you can see how all of the sprays are going to look for you, depending on whether you spray them down onto your white cardstock or depending whether you spray them down onto your darker cardstock, and what a selection of colours. And can we just say as well, as I sort of like put the board forward and then bring it back as it hits the light, the shimmer, Craig, that you get with our sprays really is, it's second to none, isn't it, really?
Sensational. The mica you've got in there is incredibly fine there. But what's going to happen is that shimmer bouncing off, whether it's your darker card, whether it's your lighter card, coated card, but you're doing them through your folders, your die cuts. But yeah, just look at that, absolutely exceptional. And of course, just having your own colours at hand.
Yeah, are you, I'll go through all the different colours. Are you more of a fan of it on the lighter cardstock or the darker cardstock? What's your favourite?
So for something like this within the shimmer, I like it on the lighter cardstock.
Yeah.
I know we do other mediums that looks good on the darker card, but although they look good on both, yeah, I'm definitely one of those that love to use it on the lighter card. So
you'll get 9 different colours here. So ice silver, you've got your golden sunflower, so you don't get that gold dust, but you've got the golden sunflower, you've got the summer meadow, you've got the beautiful sunset bronze, then you've got your celestial map. This one here, beautiful deep seashell pink. Leanne's favourite, still remember it now from when we launched these with her funny voice, royal velvet. You're going to get your golden heather in there too, and then also that beautiful firelight sparkle. So 9 bottles of your shimmer spray for just £28 or $36 if you're a platinum member. Also, Worth bearing in mind that we do have a code for you today as far as our 12 days of Craftmas is concerned. 15% off when you use the code XMAS15, so XMAS15 all together. Type that in. T's and C's apply, but as I always say, don't get sort of bogged down with it. Just shop, then pop that code in, and if it can apply, it will apply, but it's only available for today. Of course, we'll bring you a brand new treat tomorrow. So 15% off, T's and C's apply, but the code is XMAS15, XMAS15. All right, let's get into it. As I say, this is a pre-recorded show, so if you are chatting away, asking questions, I'm not being rude, ignoring you. Obviously, I don't know because we're not here. But chat amongst yourselves. There'll be someone else in the comments who can help you, or our social superstar, I'm sure, will be there and happy to help you as well. But let's get into this. So are we going to play first and then create, or create then play?
Well, we're going to do the mats first.
Right.
Let's get the mats done, and then we'll do a little bit of the playing before we do the assembling. So let's go in, taking your 7x7 card blank, and then you're going to be chopping that down to 5.5 by 6.5. I explained in a previous craft along how it's easier to give you a square card for you to then chop down afterwards. So we've gone in there, as I said, take your card and you're going to cut that down to 6.5 by 5.5, which gives us this shape here. Then we're going to go and take our watercolour card. So for that main mat in the background, we're going to cut this one down to 6 inch by 5 inch. So we're going to go 6 by 5. So if I bring that there, you can see we're going to have that matte layer all the way around of our card blank. But we want a thin black layer. So let's take our black cardstock, and then we're going to go just over the 6 inch and just over the 5 inch by 2 or 3 millimeters.
Yeah.
Not much at all, so that we've got a fine black layer. And that is fine, but do you know what, Ben? I want it just a teeny bit finer, because sometimes find as well, the thinner the layer, what you're then going to get is it draws the eye in even more to the background. So a really nice, delicate, thin layer. And we're just about there. I'm just going to do a fly's eyelash, as Leanne would say, right to the side. Nice, delicate black frame that we can see that if I bring in here, we've now got that fine layer of the black. Then what we're going to do, what's going to be the centre part. Now, we only need one of these, Ben, but this size here, we're going to cut a few times because we're going to have a play. So taking your cardstock again, so this is still your watercolour card, and let's cut it 5 by 3 3/4. So that's 5 by 3 3/4. I'll get another one. Let's maybe cut about 4, Ben. So let's do that again, another twice. So we're going to go 5 by 3 3/4. So let's just line that up like so. I need to take this bit here. So let's do 3 3/4 by 5. So as I said, you only need one of these, but if you're going to play along with me, then you might want to then cut a few of them. And then let's get the mat for that one done. So also, we're going to go just over 5 inch. So a couple of millimeters over the 5 and a couple of millimeters over the 3 3/4. So if I bring this one in, you can see we've got a nice little faint little black matte layer. Trim a little slither. You can see we've got our layer here. And then the last one, let's bring in, now I'm still going to be using watercolour card, although we're just going to then stamp our sentiment straight onto here. We're going to cut this one to 3 3/4 inch by 2.5. So the safest way to do this when it comes to the 3/4 inch, here I'm at a 1/4 inch increment. Any 1/4 inch increment doesn't really matter. So I'm going to go down a 1/4 inch, down 1/2 inch, down 3/4 inch, cut, and then that is the width of 3/4 inch. It's a safer way, Ben, than trying to get that underneath the finger guard. So 3/4 inch times 2.5. So let's go to 2.5. And then what I'm going to do afterwards, to make it even easier for my matte and layer, Ben, we'll stamp our sentiment here, then stick it on and trim afterwards.
Okay.
I find it's easier to do it that way. So that is all of our layers. The only two things we need to do is let's take some of that black card, and then we're going to be going in with the Many Congrats, which is from our seasonal creator card die set.
Oh, yeah.
And we just want the congrats in here. So we're going to then take out the congrats.
Were they this Christmas? Christmas in July, weren't they?
This Christmas.
Yeah.
This Christmas? This year's.
This year's.
Yes.
Christmas in July.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always just like to double check because when I see collections like that I haven't seen for a while, I kind of think, was that this year, last year? All melds into one, but definitely this July.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. So let's go. Yeah, because it was me that launched them, wasn't it, with yourself?
If you say so.
I'm sure it was. I'm sure I've had that many launches.
You'll ask me in a week's time, you'll go, oh, do you remember that crafty one we did in the Shimmer Sprays? And I'll be like, yes, Craig. How many times, Jamie will tell you, Johnny as well, how many times have I gone on the show, oh, I've never seen this product before, and then someone will check and go, oh, you launched it with Craig, or you launched it with Debbie. I'm here every day, to be fair.
That's it, yeah, exactly. That's it, you're here, you see so many of it, you see them all, you're going to forget some of them. It's inevitable that that's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly right.
Inevitable.
So many launches over the years.
So we've now got all of our layers cut and all ready to go. So let's now let's do our sentiment, because what we're going to do, Ben, actual fact, is let's stamp our sentiment, let's get all the layers ready to go,
yeah,
and then we'll take a break to let people catch up.
Okay.
And then it just means then that that when we come back, we can then come back and then get started with the actual spritzing of the actual shimmer sprays.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to start it and then get halfway through and then we need to carry on. So we'll do all of these bits first. So we're going to go, you did it. And I'm going to go in with my waterproof. Now I'm using my waterproof. You can use, your alcohol proof if you want to, but because I'm just using everything that's water-based, I'm just going to go in and use that for my sentiment so that it's all done. So we've got that one. And then if we then, let's do that now, let's take our tape runner, or your choice of adhesive. We can do this matting layer now while we're here. So I'm just going to go in. I want another thin matting layer. So let's go into that top corner there. We're going to bring in the guillotine and then just little and often, little slithers. So I'm just eyeballing it, having a look. That'll be fine. And then I'm going to do the same here. Just looking, eyeballing, little bit thick. So just a fly's eyelash into here. There we go. So we've got that perfect little matting layer. You don't have to do them as thin, Ben. If you want to have them a little bit thicker, then of course you can do. And then the last bit that we'll do for now, before we come back to me, is let's do our drop shadow. So I'm going to go in with my tacky glue. If you're using your dotted tape runner, which you absolutely could, you just need to be careful because it's really, really fine, some of these connection points.
Yeah.
So you just need to give your sentiment that little helping hand, just with your finger, just hold it down as you're traveling along with your tape runner. And in actual fact, if you keep an eye out over the Christmas holidays, we're going to have some shows, kind of like 101 shows.
Yeah, we are.
And one of them's going to be an adhesive show where I've talked you through the best way to use our adhesives and a touch upon the dotted tape runner and how delicate you need to be sometimes.
Yeah, there's loads of great shows across the holiday period, isn't there, where, like you say, we sort of touch on all the different disciplines of craft and the things that people get stuck on. Like you said, adhesives we cover, embossing we've covered as well, haven't we?
That's it. So we've got our main mat and layer, we've got our panels to have a play with when we come back, we've got our sentiment, we've got our stamped sentiment. So that's all that I'm going to do, other than get tidied up. Anyone that needs to, of course, catch up, you can do. Then when we come back, we'll delve into the Shimmer Sprays.
Excellent stuff. Looking forward to having a bit of a play with these, and I think it's quite nice as well that you've got the project, of course, and then a bit of a play so we can chat around, you know, different things when it comes to those Shimmer Sprays. We do have a great deal on some 3D embossing folders as well. This is a really lovely set because you've got a beautiful 3D embossing folder and then corresponding dies to go with, so you can create a really beautiful background like you're seeing here, and then you've got the beautiful die to go with and a sentiment as well. So a fantastic set. It is 3D embossing folder, dies, and then your stamps for £36 or $44. I think it's so good now that you're seeing like the emboss on a mirror cardstock, so you can just see that beautiful detail, yeah, that you're going to be getting there. So that one is called your Splendid Butterflies, and then you get your Spread Your Wings and Fly sentiment to go with. So yeah, really, you could just use this on its own with your sentiment, just use this as a background. Maybe you want to bring in your Shimmer Sprays, you know, into the emboss. It's entirely up to you, but you get the dies and then the stamp with the embossing folder in each set. This one's called your Blooming Florals. Again, really beautiful, deep floral emboss there, 3D emboss, 2 dies there to be able to create that stunning effect. Again, opportunities there to be able to do some paper piecing. If you just wanted to use this die, not the backing die, of course, again, you could then think about bringing in things like your illusion film. You've got a lovely sentiment with that one as well, which says, "You are blooming wonderful." Then you've got this one, which is called your Festive Foliage. So if you're looking for these individually, you can get them. That brings you all of that stunning foliage in 3D embossed form. Beautiful poinsettia flower. And then your sentiment here, which says, "Season's greetings from our home to yours." And then lastly in this set is another one of those kind of winter looks, which is called the Winter Snowflakes. Again, all of that beautiful deep emboss with your snowflake die set, and then you've got your sentiment there which says "Winter Wishes and Snowflake Kisses." Should be £51.96 that, or $67.80. Platinum price is £36 or $44. All of this is on the Shop the Show, and of course also on the Shop the Show are those Shimmer Sprays. So if you haven't yet got them, a great opportunity to jump in and grab them in this show. Again, if you just want to pick and choose, if there's a few sort of colours that you like, all the individuals are available for you. Just to reiterate though, the gold dust is not available, so you don't get that within this set or available as an individual, but all the other colours there are available for you. So it's a 9-piece collection. Once again, should be this nearly £54, $72. It's £28 or $36. And just to show you again there, so you're not getting confused, we've just shown you each of those sprays on lighter cardstock and of course on the darker cardstock as well, so you can just begin to appreciate the colour and also that shimmer that you're going to be able to achieve when you get these home. Chuck them in your basket. Don't forget you've got that code today as well, XMAS15, XMAS15. That'll get you 15% off. T's and C's apply, of course, but worth having a go with that today, and that code is only available for today when we bring you a new treat tomorrow. All right, so let's get back to it then. Let's get shimmery.
Right here, so let's do our background. So the background, what we're going to do, Ben, is we're going to use this celestial map. You might want to change it, but that's the one that we're going to use to start with. So what I am going to do is I'm just going to put some of this down just to make it a little bit easier to clean up, because it can then, of course, spray out a little bit further. So I'm just going to go in now. So the closer you get, the larger the pools that you'll get. The further back, the finer the spray that you'll get. So I'm just going to get that going first, and then I'm just going to go back. So I start off close, and then I'm going further back. So I'm getting a little bit of a mix of both, you know, circular drops as well as a finer mist.
Do you need to shape these or prep these anyway before you start?
So I roll them. So I'd already done that beforehand. So I like to roll them like that. I'm not a big fan of shaking them, Ben, because you can get air bubbles that start to build. So if you start to then spritz, you can spritz through with the air bubbles. That then is a way that it starts to clog. Now, because of the quality of the mica and of course the liquid in there, these do have a habit of clogging. So what I would highly recommend, Ben, is first thing to do is actually I'll show you just shortly, because I need to use this one again in a minute, so I don't want to go and clean it and then go and use it again. I'll step you through how we clean that.
Okay.
But that's what I'm going to do for my background. As simple as that, I'm just going to leave it like that.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is take just another bit of either kitchen cloth, blue roll, microfiber cloth, whatever it is, it's up to you. And also put some cardstock around instead and then spritz. And any of that excess that's been caught, this could be your cardstock that you can then, of course, come along and use and then mix and die cut and emboss. I'm going to pop that out the way because I'm not actually going to be using much of the spray action. So let's use the colour. Actually, I can clean this, Ben, because I'm not spritzing. I'm away to decant.
Oh, okay.
So what I would recommend is if you've got a little bit of water in a cup here, so I'm going to take that excess out here. What I am going to do, so I don't waste what's already in here, Ben, I'm going to spritz it onto my glass mat because we're going to use it. Yeah. So just spritz that onto my glass mat. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold that in and then just a bit of kitchen cloth, something like that. I'm just going to keep spritzing. And I'm just going to keep spritzing until that's water that comes out.
We have got those care kits as well, haven't we? If you want to add those into your basket. They are available on the website. So that's just extra spray nozzles, isn't it, and bottles? It
is, yeah. And then what I'm doing now is I'm just going to keep pressing until all that water's out. So that's me now cleared the nozzle and the tube, and then we can just give that a wipe out. So I know there's nothing in that now, so that is then avoided it from clogging in the future. If it does, if say you forget to do it, what to do, Ben, is take that out and then start to run it under, so I'm not going to say boiling water, but I'm not saying lukewarm water, a temperature that is bearable for you to just pop it underneath, just to give that a good rinse out, clean out. I even use the end there, Ben, while I'm running it under the tap, what I'll do is I'll go in and give that a push and a roll about just to declog it. But you shouldn't have to do that if you do what I just done there. So hopefully that's going to be a nice little helping hand to those of you that struggle when it comes to clogging.
Top tip.
So let's take that one away there. So I'm going to pop that. All that I'm doing here is just taking the water away. So taking that water out of the way. And then let's go in with the Royal Velvet. Okay. So again, I'm going to give this a little bit of a roll here. And then either spritz onto your glass mat, or what we can do is then you can either go in with the end there, or now, wasn't meant to do that much.
Well, never mind.
Never mind. I can do backgrounds, I can paint with it, I can do distress with it. These are water-based.
No point crying over spilt shimmer sprays.
Well, absolutely not. No, they're water-based, so you can paint with them, you can coat with them, you can distress with them.
I love the fact that you are doing it like this, because a lot of people might just get these home and just go, oh, well, all I can do is spray. But actually, as you see in here, if you're careful, there you go. Yeah, you can pop these down. We have got paintbrushes on the show for you as well, the Royal and Langnickel paintbrushes. So if you do need those, you can add those into your basket as well. Yeah,
so I'm actually going to use our own paintbrush.
Yeah.
I'm going to go in with a deeper one. There we go. So the 4 that I've used there, that was the Celestial Map, that was your Royal Velvet, then it was the Summer Meadow, and then it was the Golden Sunflower.
Yeah.
So let's take one of those little panels that I've got here, and then all that I'm doing, I'm just going to lightly dab it in the water, nothing too much, and I'm just going to go in with the golden shimmer, and then I'm just going to then kind of tap onto my cardstock, like so. I'm going to take as much as that off that I can, and then I'm just going to go back again. I could be going onto a bit of scrap cardstock and then collecting it all once it's dried. I'm then going to take that yellow off, as much of that yellow off, because I'm not wanting to contaminate my colours too much, although it's not going to be a big deal. What I'm wanting is I'm just wanting to have the strong colours side by side. So I'm just going to go into here, like so, and then even start to saturate it so you can start to move it and then pull it about. So the 4 colours I'm using just now are the 4 colours that we are going to use in the end.
Okay.
But what I'm doing is I'm doing this now so we can let this dry naturally. You can, of course, let it dry or heat set it with a heat tool. But as anything, goes without saying, Ben, I always think if we can leave it to dry naturally, then it's better. So we're just going to go in there.
What's that one you just applied there? Which colour is that?
The Royal Velvet.
Oh, Royal Velvet.
Yeah, Royal Velvet with that one. And each of these, you're going to get the gold just coming through, which looks spectacular.
It's funny because on my screen here, it looks like, down on the glass mat, it looks very sort of, almost sort of bronzy, but then when you've
yeah, it does, doesn't it?
That purple really comes through.
It does really come through. It does. Just going in, layering up, like so. So we've got a little bit of a puddle.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do is let's go back, add a little bit more of the Summer Meadow. Now, if you've got like an empty pipette or that, Ben, you can use the pipette, you know, to pick that up and put it back in. So I'm just going to go
I'm nervous
in.
every time you do that. I'm like holding my breath.
Do you know what it was as well? Is because it was a lot fuller than I thought it was.
Right.
I thought the liquid was a bit further down, but it's not. It was actually fuller. So it's like, whoops. So then there we go.
It's like you do when have you ever done that when you've got like the salt shaker or something like that, and someone doesn't put the top back on properly? You go to put the salt on your chips, and the whole thing just goes everywhere.
Yeah. It's like, oh
no.
It's like, oh no. Yeah, just or like the pepper or something in the soup or that, and it's just like,
the whole thing comes off.
Whole thing comes off. It's like, oh gosh. But yeah, that's exactly what it's like.
We've all been there.
We've all been there, and we'll all still be there for sure. Still going to happen. Never learn. So let's go in, just add a little bit more. Like so. What I am also just going to do before we move on to a couple other colours, let's just pick up a little bit of that blue, like so. And then let's just see, it might not move too much, but if you want to give it a spritz, you can. I don't want to. No, it's not moving too much. If you want to add more on, it'll move. I'm kind of happy. I'm not going to obviously press it down just now, but the direction that we're going in is that.
Yeah.
That's the direction.
Brilliant.
So we could, as I say, talking about moving, if you wanted to, just with water, even just start to add that to the base there. And then you can start to see it starting to then drip down and move down if you're wanting to go with that drippy action. So let's just keep going down. I'm going to turn that one around here. So let's just go in, add a little bit of water there. Then let's just add a little bit of water there. And I'm only doing it to the ends just so that they're starting to drip, like you can see here.
Yeah, it's cool.
Let's do a little bit with the blue.
Would you ever take a couple of colours and then sort of mix them on your glass mat that way as well?
That's good.
Yeah,
we'll do that in a second actually.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's just go in and give that a little bit of a move down, like so. So you're starting to get that drippy sort of way. So I'm going to move that one out the way for now. So let's just clean that off. So obviously I'm not going to waste all of that velvet one. So let's take that off, like so. So we'll definitely use the velvet. Let's go in with Deep Sea Pink and Sunset Bronze. And then let's also go in with the Summer Meadow again. And then we'll do the same here. So we're just going to pop a little bit into here. And then let's go in with the deep seashell pink. Let's pop that into there. And then let's do the same, Sunset Bronze. Let's go into there, like so. It's like lava, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Stunning, absolutely stunning colours. So let's do the same again. So let's just go in now. Let's go in with the velvet here and then start to dab that one on. So dabbing that in, just in little line, and then I'm just kind of scooping it up with my paintbrush.
Colour that, isn't it?
It's beautiful, look at that.
Good job you like it. You might be making a few backgrounds with the amount you've popped down there.
I know, yeah.
Save them for later.
Save it for later, yeah. And then let's go in And then again, we're just going to scoop it up. Now I'm letting it naturally cross over into each other. So I'm not purposely bringing them together. I'm just letting them naturally meet. And again, the more liquid that you use, the naturally it's going to start to drip down as we lift it up. Let's go in with the Summer Meadow.
Is that the deep seashell pink one you just...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. The colours are incredible, let alone the shimmer.
Exactly. Exactly. In actual fact, can you see how that's starting to mix together?
Yeah.
Because you can absolutely mix colours together. But then depending on the colours that you mix, you're going to get a different look. Now these ones, although I'm not purposely mixing them together, do be careful, Ben, because some colours mixed together just make a brown...
Like muddy.
Muddy brown.
Yeah.
So although that's happening, that's going to be fine. I purposely wouldn't necessarily blend them together, otherwise we'll get a muddy effect.
And are we always doing this on watercolour cardstock, or if we haven't got that, can we use our standard card?
So for something like this, I would highly, highly, highly recommend watercolour card.
Okay.
Because we are actually, literally soaking it.
Soaking the card, yeah.
We are soaking the cardstock. Saturating the cardstock was the word I was trying to think of. So yeah, I would highly recommend it. If you've got no watercolour card at all, then of course, you can have a plain, you can have a dabble, but it's the fibres of your watercolour card that play in conjunction, that play well with your waters, your colours.
Yeah.
And that's why it's watercolour card. So I would highly recommend that you do actually use your watercolour. But if you have absolutely none, then, I would experiment with your white card until you've got your watercolour card.
And as far as like black cardstock is concerned, just our premium black cardstock is good, right?
Yes, absolutely. Right. Yeah. So there's two that we've got that
Brilliant.
we can see here. Shall we take a little bit of a break, and then when we come back we'll do one last one, and then this also gives this time to dry.
Excellent stuff. All good fun, this, isn't it? And again, showing you different ways that you can use these shimmer sprays. It's not just always about, spray, spray, spray. You can decant them onto your glass mat, as you're seeing there with Craig, and use these as beautiful paints as well. Get your paint brushes in there and create stunning backgrounds just like this. So lots of inspiration, lots of ideas. You can get that collection. Everything apart from the gold dust is available in that collection there, the big saving today. And as I say, use that code as well, Xmas15, to get yourself an extra 15% off. T's and C's apply. We're going to take a short little break, give you opportunity if you are crafting along to catch up, and then we'll be back with more with Craig in about 4 minutes' time.
My day-to-day life is busy, and literally I get in the door, I check my polls, I then check what I've got to demo, I then get everything ready, and it's just busy, busy, busy from there. I have a meeting with the producer, director, we get then sorted for the shows, talk to the presenter, and it depends what side I'm on. I mean, sometimes I'm the presenting side, sometimes I'm doing the demonstration side, and I love both. It's who I get to work with. I can't say no more than that, other than anybody that works here. We are a big family. We're so super friendly. I love Ben. I love it when we work together, and I don't mean I love anyone else. It's the fact that Ben is the presenter and then I'm demonstrating, and we just have this great rapport. Same with Craig, same with the whole team. So yeah, the best part of the day is just getting to work with the best people in the industry. Oh, a night out. In the morning. Oh, none. I only drink water. Oh, well, I'm cutting out sugar, so it's got to be savoury. Masterclass. Oh, I can't leave the house without my lipstick. Oh, I love a baked potato. I relax, so I literally drive home normally and I relax.
check my emails, then lay the shows out in the studio, set pack shots up. Then I will get new polls, pick shows, solve any problems that need solving. We deal with other teams. We receive marketing suites, we receive boards. We pick samples to send to Hobby Maker. We pick samples to send to QVC. We'll take the previous shows out of the studios, set the new shows up. We do floor manage occasionally, not all the time, making sure that the crafty presenters have everything at hand that they need. Anything that they haven't got during shows, we will run about and get products for them. Think on a morning when it's really quiet, I can get more done when there's nobody else in the building. Night owl. Coffee on a morning, the rest of the day. Savoury. Normally lunchtime. Craft along. Mobile phone. Christina's chicken wrap. Barry White. You're my first, my last, my everything. Go home and make.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us this Sunday. It is a craft along, all about the Shimmer Sprays, pre-recorded, don't forget. So if you have just joined us and you're thinking, oh, they're not mentioning us today, what's going on there? We're pre-recorded, of course. All these weekend shows are pre-recorded, but you can chat along to each other in the comments and chat to our social superstars as well. We are concentrating on the Shimmer Sprays. If you want to pick these up, it's this set that you're paying for. Details on screen there. The only one that you don't get is this one here, the Gold Dust. That is not available, but the other 9 you do get within this set. We've obviously rejigged the price to illustrate that. So it's just £28 today platinum, or $36. Some great tips as well from Craig already on how to kind of get the very best out of these, and also how to make sure that the nozzles stay clear, because you have got so much mica in these. Naturally, the nature of the beast over time is that they might clog, but if you use Craig's tips, that's going to help you. And also, if you do want to search for the care kits on the website as well, those might be like a good buy to go alongside this. I think they're a couple of quid, £3, something like that, and they are in stock. So just search for care kit and pop those in the basket with your Shimmer Sprays. But we've got about 20 or so minutes left. Shall we move on?
Rightio, let's do one other colour combination and then we'll crack on and we'll use the one right from the beginning here. Yeah. So we're not wasting it. Let's keep on using the Royal Velvet here, and let's go in with the Firelight Sparkle. So let's give that a little bit of a roll, and then I'm going to go in and let's pop that in. Now, you know, I am decanting it by pouring it out. You can, of course, just spritz it onto the glass mat if you want to, but sometimes if you spritz, if you do it too close, sometimes it can bounce off. So that's why I'm just going to go in and then just pour in it. Or if you've got pipettes, you can put the pipette inside and then decant it that way. Lots and lots of options. And let's go in with the Golden Sunflower. So let's go in with that one. And do the same. Let's have a look and see what colours these look like. Alternatively, you know, our Circle Spectrum Noir like colour palette and that we've done. Oh yeah. The little tray palette. Yeah. You could use that. That'd be a good one to use as well. It's just dawned on me that.
The mixed media map, you mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah. That would be a good one, because you've got the circular indentations, haven't you, and the square ones as well. Yeah.
Yep. I've just thought of that. So that would be a good one. But there we go. So let's go in here. Let's maybe put the velvet to this side here. And as I've been doing so far, Ben, I'm just going in, dabbing it on. I want a fair little bit, because I want a little bit of runniness to it, so that we can have a bit of a play with it. So let's go in. Each time I'm just cleaning that one, because I don't want to contaminate the other colours, certainly with this one here, because we're going into a couple of light colours. So let's go, oh, look at that one. Beautiful. So that one we're going to go in there. Just going to keep lifting it, popping that on. And then let's go in with, what one? Let's go in with this one.
Ooh,
into here.
golden sunflower.
Could have done with going a little bit. Very Hulk Hogan, this one.
It is very Hulk. The two next to each
two
other.
next to each
are
other.
very Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rock.
There you go. What you saying, brother? Let's go in with that one.
The Rock likes it.
Does he like it? Yeah.
Smiling. You got the colour of his hat there, actually, like the sort of Jingle Bell hat.
And then,
Were they friends in the end, the Rock and Hogan? I'm not really sure. I think they were. I think in the end.
I think in the end they did.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, because they tag teamed, didn't they, in the end?
And they were, WrestleMania 18, wasn't it? The Astrodome in Houston, Texas.
Yes.
Together.
If you say so. It was
Yep.
around about then.
Round about them.
What, when they fought each other?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a great match, that, wasn't it?
Cracking match, that.
But
yeah.
and then after that, they tag teamed, didn't they? They became
yes.
a team. They took on like Owens and Kevin Owens, Nash and Scott Hall, didn't they?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, because he left the NWO, didn't he?
He left. You left. So yeah, that was cracking match.
Yeah.
Absolute cracking match.
3 rock bottoms, wasn't it, that put him?
I think it was
put him
about
down in
3,
the end?
wasn't it? Yeah. It was about 3 that done. Always go back. I can't even. Well, you can till the end of the month. You can go to the network and watch it.
Who would you have been cheering then in that match? I was so torn. I was because I loved The Rock,
I was torn as well.
but Hogan was one of my absolute faves.
Well, that's it. Well, the thing is as well, technically, Hogan in that one was a heel, wasn't he? Because Hogan was still in the NWO at that point, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But yeah, so many people were torn on that one. Is it Rock? Is it Hogan you're cheering? Who is it? An absolute classic.
It was a classic, that.
Really good. Actually, do you know something? I quite fancy going and watching that.
Do you know, I was just about to say, I might have to go home and watch that
Go and
later
have
on.
a little watch. Have a little watch and see. But do you know something? You know, off the back of that, the great thing with colours is you can play with the colours. If this is going to be a card for your nephew and he's got a favourite superhero that he likes, or maybe sports team, something like that, and they've got a specific colour theme, then of course, you know, you're keeping within copyright. All you're doing is you're reflecting the colours that superhero likes, and then you're using it as the base or the colouring medium to focus on. You know, a little girl might like our pinks and our purples and that. Use your pinks and your purples. You can do that too. So it's really, really creative in the way. And the great thing with colour too, certainly if you're adding water like I am here, it's unpredictable. You're never going to get the same look. Even if you use the same 4 colours, even if you use the same cardstock, you will not get, I mean, this one we're starting to get that kind of veinage with the red into the yellow. Although, you know, the specific colours are your Firelight Sparkle and your Golden Sunflower, but still red and yellow together. And then, yes, either heat set it with a heat tool like I'm doing. Said before, if you can, I always like to leave things to dry naturally. If you can't, then heat it with a heat tool. You will find it bend and buckles, but once it's dry, turn it over, heat from the back, plus also just use a really strong adhesive.
The blend of the Golden Sunflower into, did you say that was the Firelight Sparkle one? Yeah, that is beautiful. The way that it's sort of bled in, look at that! The way it's bled into the yellow looks incredible.
There, look.
That's brilliant, that. And that all again from just letting it kind of like drip down the cardstock, isn't it?
Let it do it itself. If I bring in that one, that we're done. And then
shimmer's incredible. Look at that.
Look at that.
It's like when you're just holding it flatter, you get the intense colour, but then when you curl that cardstock, then the shimmer hits you. It's just like
bounces.
a double whammy.
Absolutely, but you've got the gold coming through, and then of course we've got that one there.
Oh, wow, I need a pair of sunglasses for that one.
Flat, and then
look at that. That is intense.
Isn't that exceptional?
Yeah.
And then this one that we spritzed, Ben.
Oh, wow.
That. So you've got your shimmer with the big dollops, and then you've got your shimmer with the light little spray speckles away in the background. So it doesn't matter whether it's fine, whether it's medium, whether it's intense that you've gone in and you've painted it on, you're going to get that bounce of shimmer.
That's
that
great.
shine of the shimmer is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal when it comes to these ones. So you know what, let's go back to the beginning. Now we've had a little bit of a play and showed you how different colours can look. Now at this point, Ben, you could go over with a stencil, with your ink pad, spritz over it if you want to. I'm not, I'm going to keep it as it is. So let's go in, I'm just going to make sure I've got no condensation on my glass mat from heat setting it. So let's go back to our main base of our layer, and then let's take our tape runner. So we're just going to go round the edge, tape runner, tissue tape. You could use your tacky glue, or of course, if you want to, you can still use your red liner tape. We usually use red liner tape for construction, but if you find that your card is a little bit too heavy and buckling a bit too much, then of course you can go in with your red liner tape. I never go along, Ben, and then press and wipe onto the actual shimmer. I'll turn it around and then just press downwards, like so, just to flatten it out. So you've got that framework from the black card beautifully framing it. And then we're going to do the same, so let's just work our way around. Make sure we go to the edges, add that one into here. So we're going to position that into the middle. So I'm just going to press down and then turn it around and then give it a really good rub and press down, like so. So then we can see how we're starting to build up that card. And then let's take our base layer again, and then we just need to add this to our card.
I do hope you pick these up if you're because people always chat about like mixed media, which this is, isn't it? And get scared of mixed media. But then when I watch you do something like this, it's such an imperfect science, if you like, isn't it? It is almost more than any other craft that you guys do. It's just having a bit of a play. And I just think that if you are wanting to make your own backgrounds and do cool stuff like this, you need to get these shimmer sprays in your life, because it's not, as you've described, it's not a difficult thing to do, and you get a unique look each and every time, don't you?
That's it. If you know, I do like symmetry and that sort of formation. I'm not going to say perfect, but I like that form of symmetry of that. If that is all you like, this is probably not good for you, because you're never going to get symmetry. You're never going to get that symmetrical look. As much as I like that, I'm very much one of those that when it comes to runny ink, so to speak, let it do its thing, which we have done here, and just see what you create, see what comes up with, because you never know, and you could do 100 of them. You could do 2 of them. They're never going to look the same. You might have the colour in the same alignment, but they're never going to look the same. Some will be stronger than others. Some will be intense than others. Some will be runnier than others. Some will be a little bit splodgier. It just will differ every single time, no matter what you do, how you do it, the placement, the positioning. Does not matter. You will get a different look every single time. So we're going to go in with the congrats. I'm going to use my tacky glue for this one. So if we then just work our way round. You'll have noticed a moment ago, I put the foam pads on the back, but I put a little dot of the tacky glue. That's just because we were going on to what was a wet surface. So just to give it a little helping hand, let the actual glue set into the foam pads and also set into the card. Let's press that down. So we're going to give that a nice press for a moment, and then we can come in with the "you did it." Let's add that on some foam pads. As always, foam pads completely optional. You don't have to. But let's take these ones off. And then this is a lovely starter. And I say a good starter to get started with shimmer sprays. We've done a little bit of spritzing, and then we've done a little bit of like precise, and I say that lightly, positioning with our brush. And then you can paint with them, of course. You could come along and then you could, you know, like straws and just blow the ink about.
Yeah,
that's a really fun cool one to do as well. And then there you go. The
Brilliant.
congrats, that's white. We could have spritzed that with the ice silver to give us a pearlescent look. We could have spritzed the ice silver over the top to give that lighter pearlescent feel. We could have spritzed it onto the back. We could have mixed different colours there. So there really is so many different ways in which you can use it. But then there we go, gone in with the congrats, done a little bit of spritzing, done a little bit of like positioning with, of course, the shimmer sprays. But you've got that there. Congrats, you did it.
Yeah, you did it. You did it. What a brilliant, brilliant show.
Or Craig nearly did it.
Nearly. Thank goodness he didn't do it, but he did do it. With the shimmer sprays, listen, as I said, these are fantastic, aren't they? And just from watching Craig again, you know, if you are someone who is, you know, a warrior when it comes to mixed media, that should kind of set your worries away, really, because really simple to do. I think the only thing you've got to think about when you're, you know, incorporating these into making backgrounds is to make sure that your colour combos, as Craig says, don't sort of, you know, muddy, that you don't get colours that mix. But if you follow what Craig's done there, you know, you're going to have absolutely no problem at all. So whether you are spritzing these, you know, straight from the bottle, or you're doing as Craig's done there and just decanting it onto your glass mat and then just using your paint brushes to create this beautiful background, you know, adding in water, doing like the flicking technique as well. There's so many things that you can do. And the fact that it is such an imprecise craft, I think, should make you happy, because you know what, you don't have to worry about things. You're going to get a really cool background, a really cool design, and it's going to be unique each and every time that you do it. And you know that if you're picking up our shimmer sprays, you're going to get that beautiful colour, and you're going to get a spray that is packed with that mica, so that you get the beautiful burst of colour, whether you go on the white cardstock, whether you go on your black cardstock, and then you get the boom hit of that shimmer. It really, really is incredible. It's a double whammy. I said it earlier, I'll say it again, because you get the amazing colour, and then once that's dried, you get that real smash of shimmer in there as well. The brilliant thing as well, as we've said, is that, you know, Craig's taking you through that if you do need to be able to kind of you know, keep the nozzles clean. You've shown sort of hints and tips as to how to be able to do that. We do have those care kits available for you as well, so I do think those are worth popping into your basket with these. Just to bear in mind, if you do go for this selection, the gold dust is out of stock, so that's the only one that you can't get, but within the bundle that you're seeing on screen now, you get all of them. So that's the ice silver, and again, just to explain, you're thinking, oh, well, am I getting double of each? No. So you've got the ice silver on the white, ice silver on the black, then you've got your sunset bronze on the white, on the black, and so on and so forth. Deep sea shell pink is the next colour here. This one here is that beautiful firelight sparkle. I think these two particularly going to work beautifully, as you saw with Craig, on that golden sunflower, that stunning yellow. Then you've got your summer meadow, which is that really beautiful vibrant green, and again just showing you how much shimmer you're going to get. Celestial map is that beautiful blue. Leanne's favourite next is the royal velvet, and then you've got that golden heather included in that bundle as well. £28 for all of that. Platinum price is $36. If you do just decide that maybe you want to try these out, maybe you just want to recreate the background from the project that Craig has just made, you can pick and choose these. They are all available for you individually, so maybe just pop 2 or 3 in and see how they work out for you. Obviously, we've done that brilliant project, but Craig has got some other finished samples here, just to show you the other kind of things that you can do with your shimmer sprays. This is incredible.
This one's incredible. So this is just using your water reactive, your pigment, your duet, whatever it is, blue colour, and then spritzing over with that silver one, so giving you that shimmering silver, that pearlescent look, going through your stencils as well. There's another one, just going through your stencils that you can see, so you can go through, create the background, overlay with your stencils, spritz through the stencils, do a wash, and then go over with your embossing folders. So that looks absolutely fab.
Really pretty.
Me personally, I would do a wash on the cardstock first, let it dry, then go through your embossing. What about behind your die cuts? Wow. So just go ink it onto a panel and then stick it behind your die cuts. Black card, look at that.
Oh my word.
Talk about kind of like a rustic, rusty coppery sort of feel to that one.
I mean, that is autumn right there in a card, isn't it? Look at that.
It is. And then stamping. So stamping on your card, then doing the wash. If you're doing any stamping, use your waterproof ink pad. Another one, layer in your die cuts over the back, so you can use your die cuts through. I mean, more of your folders and painting, so embossing your
Incredible, that.
folders, painting, chopping them up to pop your sentiments
Nice.
into the back there. The reflection, that shimmer
Yeah.
is sensational. It really, really is, Ben. Folder again, so doing the background, then doing the embossing, creating that scene that you can see. What about then your die cut flowers? Doing your die cut flowers,
Oh,
and then of course
there we go.
doing the backdrops as well.
Yeah.
Don't forget, you can paint with them. You can do the wash background with them. You can do the distressing with them. Anything that you know and love already when it comes to anything water-based, then you can do when it comes to these shimmer sprays, Ben.
Absolutely incredible. I love that. And again, just to show you those colours, if you do want to pick and choose, they are all there for you. You don't need to pick and choose if you go for the deal on the screen. You pay £28 or your $36, and that will get you all of those absolutely fantastic colours. I've thoroughly enjoyed this show. It's been marvellous. And I tell you what, if you love all things mixed media, tomorrow the queen of mixed media is going to be in. Sheila is here, of course. Not on her normal Wednesday, just to confuse you. Sheila Monday tomorrow. We've got a quick fire show with the 60-minute deals first up. So Sheila and I will be showing you some amazing deals. One of those shows that you'll really need to be there for, because we normally bring you those deals, and after the show's finished, very quickly they come off the website. So join us for that. And then tomorrow evening, live at 5, it is Sheena and me once again, and Sheena is going to be doing a masterclass on background techniques. So if you've kind of loved this, that's going to be a nice follow-up with Sheena, and she knows her potatoes, doesn't she?
Oh, she knows her colours, yeah, so that's going to be really interesting. Yeah, I'm going to have to tune in for that one.
Craig, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for a fabulous week, and I think, is that it from you now?
That is pretty much, you know, anything can happen, anything can change in the world of craft, but as it stands at the moment, this is my last CTV show of the year. I will be at Hobby Maker at the end of the week. That's going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but as it stands at the moment, I am just here for today, and that's it.
Well, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you and you.
I will see you tomorrow with Sheena. Until then...
Toodles.